Hi there, I am Tanya Windecker and I have complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and I spent the last couple of decades reading books, journal articles, doing workshops, participating in them, and doing online courses and anything that I can do to help myself to improve my life. And I just want to share some of the things that I learned along the way, and I just love it when you guys share down below as well some of your insights and your things that you learned, because I think we can all learn from each other, and this is so important, because managing complex PTSD is, as the name says, complex, and I spent a long time being really stuck in a very dark place. And I don't know, have you ever felt guilty about all the needs and wants that you have in life? I really had to work through this in therapy. I had lots of needs, like even especially at work, and not even just in a work environment, even from friends and in relationships. I always had this need of reassurance or recognition and feedback and so forth. I constantly needed that from other people to help me feel like I'm real, that I exist. Because that's the thing with childhood trauma, interpersonal trauma, it really wrecks our sense of self. We all have, or many of us have, like a real fragmented sense of self, and the smallest thing can make me feel like I'm falling apart. All the pieces are right, and so forth. So I had this real strong need there, and I had other needs, to be. That wasn't so much a need. I thought that was actually a fact, and I was arguing with my psychiatrist because he's like, "This is a belief, and it's not healthy." And I thought it's a fact that I had to be perfect before other people will accept me, before other people will find me lovable or want to be with me and find me of being worthwhile, of being a friend of theirs. So these kind of things really kept me stuck, and also the thing that I had, that feeling that people, the minute they see me, they instantly can see through me and can see that I'm not enough. They can see that I am not enough. And it's like when you talk to a real friend, someone that you can trust, you can actually find out that the way you think they see you is really not right. That's not how they see you. It takes a bit of courage to go and actually ask someone that you can trust enough to, hey, how do you see me? Why do you like me to be your friend? Or what are the things that you think are good about me, and so forth? Having those kind of discussions is really confronting and scary. I was really hesitant doing that, but it really helped me change my view and realize that people don't actually perceive me the way that I think they do, and that was really important. But there's other things like that, the need that I had to be right, and that's kind of a controlling issue, I know. And I have this there's a big need of control for me to feel safe and secure and so forth. And I guess this is just the PTSD part of it, that we feel that people can't be trusted, the world is not a safe place and so forth. So if we can somehow have some control over situations, I will do so. And I don't know whether this is you as well, but it's a big need of mine. And another thing that I used to do quite a lot is work, but on an unhealthy level. Everyone's a bit different there, but I used to not just have one job, I will have 2 jobs and volunteer in between, so there's really no time to think about myself, to think about stuff from the past. I just used work as a unhealthy coping mechanism. But the thing that is really important is that all those needs that we have, we need to become needs that we need to become aware of. But it's in the awareness that I was able to actually shift. There's a great book I read by Bill Harris, The Science of Super awareness, I think it's called. You guys asked me to tell you what kind of books I'm reading, so this is one of the books, but I'm really struggling. I'm really terrible in remembering book titles and the authors' names and mispronounced names. So, but I can only encourage you to read that book. I find this really, really helpful, because once we have some form of awareness, and we can start to catch ourselves. Hey, that's what's happening. Or you remember what you read in a book, or what someone else commented below or on Facebook and so forth. Because it's so, so important, because when we act in ways along those needs, it sometimes makes us or become a person that we don't actually want to be. Like if you actually work with me, I know a lot of people have told me that I can be very pushy, abrupt, and so forth. So I can be really difficult to work with, but I don't want to be that person. Okay? So being that person, so when you go home, you have all this guilt then. And that's something that we already have enough of anyway, the guilt and shame from the past. I've just recently done a live video for our Facebook group on this as well, because it's just so massive. But when it's also here, when we have all these needs, and that turns us into a person that we don't want to be, then that can really stir up that feelings of guilt again. And as we said, when we have those feelings of guilt coming up, when we behave outside the way we want to behave, that also brings along the shame feelings as well at the same time. They just go hand in hand. So it's really important that we create awareness then. And when we have that awareness, it's crucial to actually take some time and really, really think about, who do I want to be? Because if you notice that theme in those needs, all those needs are external, really. What other people think about me, how other people perceive me. I'm really focused on this to help myself, to protect myself from other people and the world. But we need to start to look inward, I believe, and really find out, who do I actually want to be? And I spend a lot of time Googling value names and things, and finding things that really I can identify with and associate with, and that things that are really important and meaningful to me, whether this is like compassion, kindness, respectful, and I don't know, you can Google some names, there's lots of names, whatever that resonates with you, then pick a few of these values and make them really your own, and choose them not because others want you to be this, your co-workers want you to be this, or you think the society expects you to be this. No, choose these because you resonate with them, And if you're not sure which ones to choose, if you choose something today and like a couple of weeks down the track you think, no, this isn't quite right, I would rather be more like this, and so then that's fine. But it gives you a new direction. It's like a guideline for me now that I use all the time. I'm so focused on the person that I want to grow into, and that's what I focus on, versus having all these needs met externally, constantly being in the need of getting this approval and acceptance from other people. I need to work on what is important for myself, and how can I can accept myself before other people can accept me. I need to accept myself as well. So I hope you find this a little bit useful, and it gives you some kind of ideas of what you could journal on. I do a lot of journaling on this kind of stuff, and I find it really, really helpful. So I'd love to read your comments below as always. And with that, lots of love and rainbows. Bye for now.